Hello and welcome back to Radical Raspberry. I am so happy that you're here with me where we can dive into what mindfulness is in plain English. If you are interested in holistic health, nature healing, and challenges to better yourself and to up your self-care, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications bell. Have you ever been in a conversation with somebody where they ask you, do you agree or do you know what I mean? And you realize you haven't been listening the whole time. So you nod and you say yes, hoping it's the right answer. Or have you ever sat in a lecture and daydreamed for the last hour about possible vacations? Then when the class is done and the professor says that content will be on the quiz, you realize how screwed you are. Or even worse, have you ever driven home and forgotten how you got home? All of these unfortunate situations are caused when your mind is full of thoughts, anxieties, distractions, worries, daydreams, and so on. The result is that you are not getting the most out of any of these situations because you are not fully there, present, experiencing them. The key to living more fully in all of these examples is mindfulness. Mindfulness has become so polluted by advertisers to make us think that it's some sort of bandaid to live your best life. Mindfulness is often shown alongside some thin white woman doing an upward-facing dog. I understand the irony since I fit that stereotype, yet it is important to remember that the roots of mindfulness and yoga, it was not found in some studio in the West, in Toronto or in LA, where people are drinking matcha lattes and they're talking about how to align their chakras. The truth is, mindfulness cannot change your life. You are the only one who can change your life. Just like school cannot change your life, you must take the time and energy to practice and study for those tests, exams, to gain those skills. I know you are tired of everyone speaking about mindfulness in abstract terms, so let's break it down in plain English. Mindfulness is more about a state of being than doing. Legendary author, peace activist, and so much more, Thich Nhat Hanh says that the object of mindfulness can be anything, and he actually advocates to practice mindfulness while doing the dishes. It's not about you coloring something, it's about how you are coloring something. Are you feeling the smoothness of the pencil or crayon in your hand? Are you aware of your body contacts with the chair? Are you aware of the pressure that you are applying with your hand and that pencil? Right now, I bet your jaw is tense. Your shoulders are close to your ears. How is your breath? Is your stomach tense? This is the default of what many of our bodies have accustomed to. The problem is that we aren't even aware, but now that I have brought it into your awareness, we are able to relax our jaw, pull the shoulders away from the ears, and to release the belly to breathe deeply. Right there, that is the key of mindfulness. Awareness. See, if we are not aware, our mind is elsewhere, how are we going to bring it into the present moment? Lots of times people say to me, I cannot meditate. My mind is always somewhere else. My thoughts are always somewhere. I get lost in my mind all of the time. Meditation must not be for me. What is often misunderstood is the very fact that you realize your mind is somewhere else is the very act of mindfulness. I tell those people to congratulate themselves. Being aware that your thoughts are somewhere else is a huge key and a big step towards mindfulness. Once you are aware, once you notice that your mind has floated away, then you can bring it back to the present moment. But how? How do you bring it back to the present moment? Well, mindfulness is all about focusing on sensations of the moment. Those are the objects of your awareness that are going to ground you into the present moment. These are typically bodily sensations like what we did earlier with our jaw and our shoulders, or you might look at like the temperature of your body in certain places. You look at the contact points, you feel the way that the clothes feel on your skin, or it could be the sounds around you. How far do those sounds seem? How many sounds are there? Try to simply experience those sounds without naming them. One practice tip that has stuck out to me from an old meditation teacher is to pretend as if you are a journalist, and you get into that journalist perspective and you're taking note of every single detail of your breath. Like, imagine that you are going into a war zone. Okay, maybe not a war zone, maybe like a peace zone. And the peace zone is your body. And you are taking note of every little sensation, every little tingle, every coolness, every warmth. How does it feel? You can use words to do it, or you can just simply feel it. Mindfulness happens when you are so in your body that the past and future become non-existent. You are in the eternal now. It might sound like that is something that you have never done or you are incapable of doing, but I assure you that most people, and I would bargain to say everybody, has had a moment like this. Think of a hobby that you really enjoy doing. Maybe it's cooking or painting or dancing. When you are doing that activity, everything else falls away. Before you know it, the time has passed and you're like, where did the time go? I was so within that activity that I wasn't even thinking about time. Time was just the illusion that it is, right? You were just so consumed within the eternal now. You're no longer worried about your to-do list, having an argument with somebody in your head, worried about what you are doing with your life, because none of those things are here. None of those things are now. Throughout your day today, and hopefully moving forward, I encourage you to choose a sensation to focus on, whether it's gonna be your feet on the ground, the breath, perhaps the colors around you, or the feeling of if you're wearing a really soft shirt or something. Choose one sensation and use that as your grounding sensation to practice mindfulness. Thank you for watching. I hope that you learned something and have a clearer understanding of what mindfulness is. Are there any activities you perform that evoke a state of mindfulness within you? I would love to know in the comments below. If you're interested in holistic health and want to know more, don't forget to subscribe to Radical Raspberry and turn on those notification bells. I will see you next time, and as always, don't forget to think beyond and Om Shanti.